because of other commitments. But this would hopefully pay for what we needed to do on site in terms of parking lot reconstruction, possible reconfiguration of the driveways, sidewalks, pedestrian crossings on Route 10, and those types of improvements.
One of the things to look at with this is whether or not we can relocate the main driveway to better line up with some of the other driveways along Hot Meadow Street, which in turn would improve safety, I think.
I would echo that. It really is awkward at best getting in and out of this driveway. It's far better to go to the southern one, but then you got the whole post office thing and everything else. And I can't tell you how many times you try to stop to prevent people from going around you so somebody else can get out. And invariably, somebody is often impatient and wants to go around.
People honk at you.
Yeah,
Sometimes more than I'd like.
And the walks on site don't match up with the crosswalks in the street, and
Yeah. That'd be nice if we could do that. Thank you.
All right, questions? Any more? All right, moving on.
Okay, next project is the portable generator infrastructure project, I believe.
You guys are going for like a dozen generators, aren't you?
Didn't we see
How many
this?
generators have we bought in the last 5
I was gonna
years?
say, I'm sure we've seen this before.
Not that we're traumatized. I was gonna say, I'm still traumatized after 5 years, so.
everybody take their moment of trauma. All right.
I think we actually only bought
Like
one
a personal
generator.
generator.
The rest were, again, repurposed or relocated generators.
We
Right.
bought, that's correct.
Fair enough. We've rewired almost every
But,
building.
but then we had the Terrifield generator, you bought that
That's-
generator. And
we
we
did
just-
Forgot
high
about that
school
one.
in the high school,
The high school generator.
big one.
Yep.
And then we bought the portable one. And then this is simply to, now that we have this portable generating asset, which is quite frankly nothing short of an awesome in terms of the capability it offers. This is to essentially wire up Eno in the library so that in the event that something were to happen and we were out of power for an extended period of time, we could protect the buildings from freezing, we could use them as warming shelters to some level, we could, long and short of it, protect our town assets and have some additional flexibility in terms of providing emergency services.
So when we built the library, it wasn't wired for a generator?
It was wired for a generator, and then when there was the addition done, some of the wiring that's able to be connected to the generator was connected and some wasn't. So the project at the library is to change, there's currently a connection outside of the upper parking lot where you can hook up a generator, except the plugs have changed. It's just like having an Android or an Apple phone. You either have the right plug or you don't. So we would be changing that plug, going through and doing some testing and making sure that we had all of the circuits that need to be on that generator power supply set up to do that. Same with Eno. It's at one point was capable of doing this, but especially being that there was no generator that was capable of doing this for a while, as the building was rewired and has grown, things were not taken care of.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought in the past we had created redundancy here because when we learned in the storm was that the big one needed to be taken down for service because you
Yes.
can't have it running for 2 weeks straight.
And the other
You're not
thing that we
supposed to.
found out during the storm is, once the power in the street goes out, everything in the world is on that generator back there, which is why that one's the one that makes me a little nervous.
Right.
And during Tropical Storm Irene, a non-wear item, a non-testable item on that generator began to fail.
Right.
And fortunately, it was a tropical storm, but in the EOC, the lights are flickering, the elevators started opening and closing because it was getting bad like poltergeist, I know. The lights are flickering, doors are going off.
Very freaked out.
And I remember that.
Well, and the real joy is everybody looks at me like I got a screwdriver and fix it. I'm going.
Stop pushing those buttons.
I got a laptop and sticky notes here, and it was a voltage regulator, same as the motherboard on your computer. So that's why we came up with the concept of let's have, for when we see a critical emergency coming, we will bring our new portable generator over here. We'll have cables laid out so that in the event the unthinkable happens, we now have a backup to our backup generator. So that truly the emergency operations center, with all of our eggs in one basket, needs to have that double level of redundancy.
And I thought we addressed this though when we did the high school, when we did Terrafil, when we put in for all those grants, and I'm not trying to be funny, but this is the fourth time we've talked about generators in the last 3 years.
Yep.
There is a project to do that, Sean. The design is done.
Okay.
There is a balance in the original generator allocation, the additional money that you spoke about, but the work just hasn't been done. Again, we haven't gotten to it. So we're not
Was that
sure.
part of that original approval, or is this truly new? Because I thought we were addressing this during a prior approval.
This is strictly for the library and Eno.
It's not for town hall?
We think there's enough funding potentially in the old project. We haven't rebid it, so we don't know what the numbers are going to come in at, Sean.
Okay.
In addition, there's money in for the repurposing of the public works generator that's
Right.
going to the maintenance yard for park department.
Okay.
So there's really one other piece to this that we didn't include on the slide.
Okay. I mean, the library makes sense, obviously, because we use those as secondary shelters and.
And the other thing, even if you can imagine, just keeping the pipes from freezing.
Right.
Not that we like to talk about that October storm, but if it had been just a few degrees colder in the days following that, getting everybody back into their homes would have been that much more of an epic challenge.
Okay. We got any more generators after that?
That's it.
Well, the last is the 25,000 project planning fund, but that's part of our regular capital that we started last year to help that through the deficiency of the engineering department. All right.
All set? Any questions?
Guys, there is food, lunch. We can either have it brought in, we can take a 5-minute break. What is your pleasure? We need to get through.
There are bags out on the table. I can either bring them in to you guys if you want to.
Can we take a couple?
Let's take a
Well, I
quick
can't see
break.
straight right
Everybody's-
now.
yeah.
Too many numbers.
To refill the caffeine vessel.